Presented from the Aishin Broadcast Studio at Babcock's Media.
Dominique, welcome to the club. Thank you for joining me today. I think you are, as far as I am aware, the first human resources director that we've had inducted into Club 3633. So congratulations. That's huge accolades on its own.
Yeah, awesome. That's so cool. Thank you so much. I'm so excited to be here.
Awesome. So, I mean, why do you think that is? That you are the first person in human resources? We've had a lot of dealers and manufacturers and everything, but why is human resources overlooked in this industry? How important is it?
Yeah, I think sometimes human resources has a different approach, and sometimes they haven't been able to have a seat at the table. But here at Best-One, I have been able to have a seat at the table, which has been able to provide me an opportunity to really impact some of our team members and some of our policies and procedures.
So what kind of drew you to the tire industry and specifically to Best-One of Indy?
Yeah, I wouldn't say I sought out the tire industry, but I think we mutually found each other. Best-One, when I was interviewing with them, they just had this deep passion for people, and I really connected with them on that. And then they really were on a mission to create an environment where their mission, vision, and core values just weren't a poster on the wall. And I wanted to be part of that mission with them, and I haven't looked back since.
Can you think of a specific example of that passion that you saw in the beginning that, you were really like, yes, I want to be a part of this?
Yeah, during my interviews, it was truly all focused around people and how I felt like I could come into Best-One and start day one serving our people, because they knew there was a need and a gap for the people. And so that was the foundation of all of our interviews, and just making sure that I was the right fit and it was the right fit for me. And
Yeah.
I that stayed true ever since I've been here.
And so you've been with the company for right around 5 years now, give or take. What has been some of your biggest challenges working in the tire industry, but then also some of your biggest victories? What do you consider?
Yeah, the tire industry, it's always changing, it's always busy. And so I think some of the biggest challenges have been recruitment and retention. There's seasons of life where we might not necessarily be growing, where we're not buying new stores, and we're not purposely trying to add headcount, but we're spinning our wheels always recruiting. And so that has taught me, well, then we need to focus more on the retention side. And so a lot of our time and effort has been spent on retention, just truly trying to create an environment where every day our team members feel like we are living by our vision, mission, and core values, which means really working with our leaders and making sure that they are well equipped to love our people. And I think part of that is giving a foundation of care and candor. People don't care until they know that you care. And so getting them to know that you care first and foremost allows you to have opportunities of candor, which allows those vulnerable conversations to really help our team members grow from a place of positivity and love.
I think that totally, I vibe with that very much.
Yeah.
And I think it totally makes sense from the standpoint that, I understand that you've come up with a pretty great onboarding program to, try to really amp up those retention rates. Can you tell me a little bit about that and what has made it successful?
Yeah, we want our team members to have a first-class introduction to our company. And so that it starts at the interview process. We want our team members to know our vision, mission, core values. We want them to know what they're getting into. And then we want them to be on the mission with us. And then we do an orientation with all of our team members, which is about 60 minutes, where we go over who we are, what we're about, and where we're heading. And then, of course, those foundations of the policies, procedures, benefits, and everyone's the most excited about the swag items. That they love that. But it doesn't just stop there, right? And so then they go to their stores, and there's an introduction there with the management team, the team members. So we do a facility tour once they get to the store. And then that's when all the hands-on training starts. So getting any certifications that they might need to do the job. But we also have additional check-in points. So we check in within that first week and then again at 45 days just to ensure everything is still going well for them.
And so tell me a little bit about that check-in system as well, because I know that Trula has told me that that's been a really successful part of what you've been able to implement there. And I'm just really curious, what does it entail and what has made that so important to your retention rates?
Yeah, we want our team members to grow, but we also want to grow too. And so we need the feedback of our team members to continue to better the team member experience. And so we check in within the first week of orientation, just making sure that everything's going as we said it should have went in the interview process. Mm-hmm. And then also we check in again at 45 days. And some of the feedback is as simple as, hey, the first day email didn't really prepare me well for day one. And so we can go back and we can add really what to expect. No one wants to show up day one and not know what to expect. So now it says where to park, what to wear, what it's going to look like on day one. But then there's some other feedback that we've gotten. So, in the 45 days, we're asking, hey, how do you want to receive recognition? And so then that equips their manager and their leader to know how they would prefer to get recognition. And maybe a team member prefers it to be privately. And so then that manager knows, hey, I could send a thank you card to their house, and that could really mean more than shouting them out in a huddle. So just really catering to each individual team member's personality and need.
I love that. I love that.
Presented from the Aishin Broadcast Studio at Babcox Media.
Now, I'm not going to ask you for specifics, of course, but have you had team members come to you and with that kind of, for lack of a better term, negative feedback, saying I didn't feel prepared at 1 week, and were you able to implement changes then that kind of made a difference down the line?
Yeah. Like the first day email, it was a pretty generic email when I first started this. And so team members were like, it was confusing on where to park. And some team members would show up in nice clothes, but they're going to be working in the shop getting dirty. And so then we didn't prepare them well enough, right? And so now our emails outline all of that for a better day one for our team members.
Yeah, I've always thought adaptation is one of the strongest attributes you can have as a business, being able to change and adapt and make sure that you're going to be better for the future. So I love that so much. Now, in your role, you play this kind of balancing game where, hey, you're trying to look out for the needs of the business, but you're also looking out for the needs of the employees. And a lot of times those are going to align, and sometimes they're not going to align. So how do you make sure that you're balancing that efficiently?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think it truly does go back to our mission statement of creating raving fans. And so as a leadership team, we truly do believe you have to create internal raving fans, our team members, in order to make external raving fans our customers. And so we know that the enthusiasm of a customer will never rise above the team members. So we got to make sure we're creating that environment for our team members.
The internal raving fan, I think, is very, very strong for sure.
Yeah.
Now, one last question for you. You've talked a lot of generalities about making sure you're following the passion and making sure that those employees are happy. Do you have a more maybe specific tip that you could give to tire dealers out there who might be struggling with retention rates or recruitment? Is there a hack out there that you can give to them that maybe they can implement in their business?
Yeah, I don't know if I have the hack or the secret sauce, but what I would say is that I think a lot of the time we try to find leaders and operators that are really good at the business side, and that's typically why they get hired most of the times, right? But And that's great. And you need that. But also investing in those leaders and giving them those people skills and the soft skills. And love doesn't have to be a funny word at work. At Best One, we say it all the time because we truly do believe this is like family to us, and we want to love them like that. And so just giving your leaders the resources to love and invest in those team members.
Wonderful. Dominique, thank you so much for your time. I've learned a lot here, and you are very well deserving of being in the club. So I really appreciate this. Hope to catch up again soon.
Yeah, likewise. Have a good one.
Take care.